Hi everyone, so here is Moonlight Soul and Adrienne Gibson from Gemini Astrologer, and we're going to be talking about the final full moon for 2024, the Gemini Full Moon. Hi Adrienne,
Hi, Mila.
how's it going over there?
It's going good. It's warm today and nice and bright and sunshiny. I don't have my light on today, so it's good. Um, Comfortable today, but we've had some very cold weather. It's been as low as I think 15. So that's pretty cold.
Yeah, that's pretty alien to me being here in Mexico. I have
Yeah,
15 Celsius at night. That's
there you
good.
go. Lucky you.
But yeah, like it's all normal for this time of the year and also coming towards the holidays. So I
Yeah,
think it's
yep.
to be expected. But yes, we are here to talk about this interesting lunation that we are all
We sure
excited
are.
about.
We sure are.
There's lots going on in the sky for sure.
Yeah, I mean, when we pull up the chart, you'll see it's very busy, kind of all over the place. Very different from when we did our report together last February, March. They were all in a bunch,
Yeah,
remember?
with a
All
cluster
everything
of
was in Aries.
planets, cluster of planets, and now everything is spread out like
Yeah,
all across the chessboard. All the players are in their places.
yep. Moving us along. That's what
Exactly.
I like to
Well,
say.
this is pretty significant moon because there are choices to be made.
Choices to be made in Gemini. That's the thing.
That's
Yep.
it. Yes. Sure. Cool. Let's dive in.
Let us dive in. All right, let me share the screen. Voila.
Here we go for I think probably everyone. It's going to be happening on December 15th. I think even for people far in Australia and New Zealand, but don't take my word for it. For them, it might be the following day. But yes, for majority of us, we're going to experience this lunation on December 15th. So it's the countdown to Christmas for those that celebrate.
Yep. Yeah, it's lots of squares, lots of trines. It's a busy moon.
It's a busy moon. It's kind of like I can see like a Star of David there.
There is a star, David, and I think one of the most significant things I've been contemplating this fire trine between Mars, Mercury, and the North Node.
Yeah, because before last lunation we had the sun, Mars, Sun, and the North Node, because the new moon in
Yeah.
Sag was where, well, more or less, where Mercury is now. But now
Yep.
Mercury is just about to station direct after this moon.
Yep. And it's interesting because the other trine is an out of sign air trine.
Mm.
Except the out of sign trine is Uranus, which is the ruler of an air sign. So it's kind of an interesting energy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and it's also interesting because Venus will be squaring Uranus next time round. So it's like Uranus is supporting us in making the choice, but after that we'll be pushed to make it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That, yeah. Well, I mean, there you go. Repeated theme there, the Uranus in Taurus and the Venus in Aquarius.
Yeah, the mutual reception, and still the same thing for Mercury and Jupiter at this stage, still retrograde.
Yes.
So there is a lot
We,
of reevaluation, a lot of inward processing.
yeah, we are looking inward, and I think that that's the point, really, of this whole journey is it's been this slow separation of our consciousness from outside of us to inside of us, particularly since the nodes have been in Aries and Libra. So
Exactly.
we have a couple more degrees of that, and then we're on to the next sign.
The next phase of our evolution. I mean, we only have the Capricorn new moon that will be with the nodes still in Aries Libra because the full moon in Cancer will be right after they moved. So we are also there. We are on the our final countdown, and this is all preparing us for what we will be healing, releasing, integrating, and processing throughout that stage, the 18 months of Pisces Virgo lunar axis,
Yeah.
which is the preparation for 2026, the big year.
The big year.
The
Yeah.
big year.
Yes.
But yeah, let's talk about this chart. Where do you want to
Okay.
start?
Ah, the moon. Well, I had a little bit of struggle with this Jupiter, your Mercury opposition. It's like, okay, both planets are inward and in their opposite signs. So I was like, okay, what is this? This is like an inward review of what we think and what we believe and how they're related. And is it real? Is it true?
Hmm.
um, is how I've been looking at it because a lot of our information comes from outside of us, and we take the information that comes from outside of us as being true and the truth and the gospel. But if we haven't really experienced it on an inward level, then do we really know that it's true? So that's what I think the basis of this energy is. And the way that I've experienced it in my chart this last couple of weeks is like it feels like a muddling of the energy, like it almost feels like Pisces. And then I was noticing today that, oh yeah, Pisces is square in all of this. I mean, Neptune. So
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
like, okay, this is why it feels like you don't know what to believe. You don't even know what to think at this point, is how I've been experiencing it. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, but that's exactly where we meant to be. I mean, we are exactly in the perfect place for that because everything that we think we know and everything that we think we are and everything we think we should be believing, it was all built on external projection. So we are exactly where we meant to be, with that Pluto South Node and Venus South Node trine, and Venus being the new phase conjunction with Pluto for the second time this year, which is, I think, quite rare. Personally, not saying that it is, I'm saying for it's just perfect,
For
everything is
you, yeah.
perfect. But yeah, this is exactly where we meant to be because with this Pluto being in Aquarius, what is Pluto doing to this moon? Technically it is still in conjunct. No, it's
But
too
you mean
far. No, it's not doing anything really because it's too far.
it's a what, Pluto and the moon? I
Mm-hmm.
think
It's too far.
it's what do you call that?
Quadra
Um,
success. I don't know this
a
crazy aspect.
sesame quadrate.
Yeah, these ones I don't really understand, but
Yeah.
the point is that Pluto is on 0 degrees for the third time. Well, actually, not
Yes.
fifth time, because if you take the retrogrades,
Yeah,
but
back and forth.
going
Yep.
forward, third time lucky, the Jupiter frequency, the frequency of expansion. But Pluto is on 0 degrees in Aquarius, which is saying that, well, there is an unlimited potential. You can decide whatever you want. And this Venus is the rule of the South Node that we know that the South Node was the resolution node to Pluto squaring them the entire 2023, and now we're going into this trine. It's time to release this grip of the external environment, which is what we've been learning in this past year and a half with the North Node in Aries, and go into this new direction. So, in a sense, being in this complete unknown, blank slate, I really don't know anything. I am not sure about anything. I'm questioning everything, and I am trying not to get attached to anything because even that which I'm attached to right now, it's very likely to change with this Mars retrograde. That's a good place to be. It's not comfortable for the ego, and it's creates a lot of fear and uncertainty, but from the evolutionary perspective we are right on track.
Yeah. I mean, wow. I'm agreeing with you. And it is definitely an uncomfortable place, or can be. I don't know if everybody's experiencing it that way, but yeah, we've been shifting from being controlled from the outside to the inside. And the Venus rules the South Node and it's in Aquarius. It's time to break free from that external control. That's the trine that we're dealing with. It's we've been working with it for a while and now it's like there's an ease of movement to be able to do that. And the direction is inward, the North Node, to be able to put our energy toward the inside. And when we're inside, so outside, I was kind of like thinking about it where when you're dealing with outside, you're dealing with your eyes and your ears. You're seeing what's on the outside and
Mm.
you're listening. But when you're dealing on the inside, you can close those ears and eyes and feel, it's the feeling, so Moon in Gemini,
Mm-hmm.
feel the different perspectives from coming from within, and it's linked to the heart from the inside. And the heart will be the eyes and ears of the future.
Mm.
It's the direction that we're moving in is to be guided from internally. And so that's how I'm seeing really all of these energies support that kind of reality from what I'm understanding from the chart.
Yeah, for sure. And that's also the Venus and Mars opposition as the ruler of the South and the North Node. But Venus being in Aquarius in a new phase conjunction with Pluto and Mars being retrograde, soon to be going back into the sign of Cancer and Moon changing all the time, you know. So it's like literally this complete reevaluation of our existence, of
Yes.
everything, because Moon is the sense of who we are, is our inner world, and that's all completely changing now, especially with this, you know, Jupiter and Moon conjunct. Moon is in a new phase to Jupiter because we are becoming, we are cracked open to our multidimensional essence of who we are. And the
Mhm.
story can go in whichever direction you want. So we are stripping off the layers that made us confined to that single identity, to this single label that this is who I am, this is my identity, this is my title, this is my label, this is this, this is that. We are breaking free from all of that, from all of the past conditioning, which, like, I mean, it's a process. It's not something you're going to do in one day.
No,
So we all have to have, again, the compassion and patience with ourselves and others, because we all in this together, you know, nobody's spared really. And yeah, and then eventually, especially once Mars goes back direct and comes out of shadow in May 2025, coming towards the new moon in Gemini, and then subsequently full moon in Sagittarius in June, post Jupiter moving into the sign of Cancer, we will have a very different sense of self. But we're not there yet. Now we are in the retrograde phase, still Mercury retrograde at the time of this full moon peaking. So we are in this deep process of questioning, reevaluating, revisiting, and everything. And that's why, with this mutable energy, hold on to everything lightly, because it's very likely to change. It's like this mastering the art of detachment, like not trying to put
mm,
anything in an exact definition, because the energy is very, and this is where I really feel the Neptune, you know, very ethereal, like very
yeah.
permeable, and like it's just shifting and changing form, like very like a perfume. It's, you cannot really grasp it.
Yes. Wow. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, well, this is why you were saying that it's exactly where we're meant to be, where
Hmm.
everything is just so you can't see what it is. It's moving in and out of
Hmm.
reality. And um and things are going to change. Things are going to change. So it is teaching us to not be attached to the reality that it is in front of you. Oh, you don't like what's in front of you? Just wait a minute. Something new will pop up. And it's really, we've come from an energy where, we know where the next paycheck is coming in. We know, where we know all of the details of what's happening. And it can be a little uncomfortable as the reality starts to slip and
Hmm.
um, we don't know what's coming next. And to become comfortable in that. I remember our teacher, Simon, saying that it's important during these times to be comfortable with the uncomfortable because everything is going to be changing. And as time is coming on, I mean, the anchor for us is inside. This is
Hmm.
this is what is going to remain, what's on the inside. So I think it's very interesting, and I think it's a very cool time. And I also think it's the space for being able to create our own reality. Saturn in Pisces, we're at a place where we get to create, we get to choose what it is that we believe and what we think about. And if you find that you get a negative reaction from thinking, something in, just change your thoughts. Um, so Saturn squaring this Mercury and Jupiter is part of that energy where we're really in this, how I was describing this, the way that it feels between Mercury and Jupiter. It's a very Piscean feeling when you don't know what the truth is, you don't know what to believe. It's very nebulous kind of a feeling, but it's from that place that we'll be able to create what our reality is, to choose what we believe. Because that's what you said in the beginning. This is the moon of choices.
But that's actually what it is, and that's the most fascinating thing about it. But it's so alien to us, you know, like because especially with the Sun in Sagittarius, they are pretty much almost exact in conjunction, quincunx to Uranus, and Venus being in this new phase with Pluto, second time round, trining this South Node. So it's like it's a complete alien to us because it's nothing that can be validated or conferred by the external world, because the external world, everything around you, everything that we are experiencing right now is already past. Even what I just said is already past. Every moment in time is already past. You know, the present moment is continuously shifting. It's untangible. We cannot grasp it because even if you put the pause button, it's already past. It's already gone. So like at the moment, the way we are existing, because this is how we wired and programmed, is like we are more past oriented because we be afraid of future, it's the unknown, right? So we always looking at the past and comparing the past with this exact present moment that becomes then past, right? But the more that we learn to still ourselves and be fully present with our present moment, the more we will be able to focus into the future and therefore create the future, because the future is becoming the present and the present is becoming the past. So, you know, in this sense, like this moon is so potent for manifestation. It is a full moon, which is the illumination, is the midpoint. So this is the opportunity to see how far we've gone since, you know, June, but really further than that, you know, because of all the other stuff, because it's cycle within cycles within cycles. But especially when we focus on Jupiter, because Jupiter ingressed into the sign of into the sign of Gemini, right? It was right after the full moon in Sagittarius at the end of May, right before the new moon in Gemini, yeah, the 6/6. So
Yep.
that was the first lunation we experienced with Jupiter in the sign of Gemini. And I believe Jupiter and Mercury conjuncted only a few days before, on the 4th of June, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
But that's literally what it is, you know, like many of us feel like I definitely do feel like a completely different person than I was back in June. Like everything that happened in my life personally since June, I feel like I like transmuted like into completely different form. Like I'm a different human being, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm sure many people feel that way. So now, based on who you are right now, which also hold on to it lightly because that's gonna change. You know, like I said, Mars is retrograde. It's how Pluto can act consciously. We can make different choices. Doesn't mean these choices are final. You're going to keep making other choices, but
Yep.
we are really living in this very pivotal time where at the same time when we experience the totality of the manifestation of the past, everything in manifested form is a result of the past. We have the opportunity to choose different, but you're not going to create different from the same place. Therefore, you have to shift the level of your consciousness, and that can be only done from the inside. That's why everything is pointing us back to the inside. You cannot look
Yep.
outside of that to someone else, ask someone else, because everything they're going to tell you is past news. It's old news. It's all old. So the
Yes.
future can only be created from inside, which in one way it's alien to us. We weren't being taught how to do it, but that's also the paradox, because if somebody told you, you would still feel disempowered because you need somebody else to tell you. And this is the masterclass. We all supposed to find our own way. This is the
Yep.
individuation, the authenticity, and that is
Yep.
going to take you to your own creation, which you can always change. And
Yes.
that is the true sovereignty. That is the true freedom. That's when you become the conscious creator of your reality and fully free.
Yep. And I think that what you're describing is what this Chiron in Aries is about. It is literally turning to the inside, and it, you know, the North Node also is moving into Neptune. This is where it's like the line between Aries and Pisces is where we get all of our information. That's where the spontaneous co-created energy is coming from. Like you're saying, everything else is already past. But at that point between the line, I think February 2026 is when those what is it, Saturn and Neptune will come together right at the Aries point. That point right there is the point of creation through us.
Mm.
And Yeah, I think the North Node coming into Neptune at this time, closing into Neptune, is really aligning our future self with spirit.
Exactly.
It's the coming together. And from there, that's where spirit talks to us through the heart. It'll be linked right there. And from this point forward, we won't be paying attention to what's, well, I mean, we'll be interacting with the outer world, but we'll be guided from within. And I think that that's the point. That was the point of even the nodes moving into Libra and Aries. And then we'll do some big healing as the nodes move through Pisces and Virgo for the following year and a half.
Exactly, because now, especially in this past year and a half, we were, especially with Jupiter now in Gemini, we're being triggered to hell by everyone, people, circumstances, world, politics, everything is triggering us right now. So we're like overloaded with information that we can work with, all these triggers, right? And that's literally what's going to be happening with this North Node in Pisces, because now we see it in these new intentions, we're tapping into these new possibilities, new timelines, and then we're going to bridge the gap. You know, the North Node in Aries and the Neptune in Pisces, they're meeting in February, literally right after the Jupiter station in direct. That's happening, I think, on the 4th. They conjunct on the 7th of February.
Yep.
So it's literally like this is it. This is why this is such a pivotal time. This Sagittarius new moon, the first new moon with Pluto in Aquarius. Now this is the first full moon with Pluto in Aquarius. This is it. This is it. This is where the timelines of humanity are irrevocably shifting. That's it. Like we really entering this Aquarian age, this quantum age, where it's your reality is going to become your own game, your own creation, and there is an unlimited potential of what it can be. It can be literally anything. But
Yeah.
the 2025 2026, the bridge year, when these planets Saturn, Uranus, Neptune are going back and forth between the signs, this is the work. This is the work where we need to learn we're learning now. We have learned now what are the triggers, and we're going to be now learning or working on healing and releasing these blockages, this
Yes.
attachment to the past, these things that are connected to the past, these emotions of the past, thoughts, belief systems that are not powers. We're going to be letting them go with love and gratitude, releasing them back to the source, the forgiveness, right? And
Yep.
that's it. 2026, this is catapulting us into these different timelines if you have done the work and you're ready for it.
Yep.
So that's it. All you have to do is just follow the guidance of your own heart and of your own life. That's it.
Yep.
It's really simple. It's just very complex because we are all tapped into matrix where we are being overstimulated. Our nervous system is fried, and we have all these thoughts and emotions, most of which are not even ours, but they're running through our body, so we think they are ours.
Yep.
Yeah. So we just
I
need to.
mean, it's being broadcast to us, on the social media. I mean, I stopped watching television years ago, so it's not coming
Exactly.
through me that way, but yeah, I'm on social media, so I get my news there.
And also, you Pisces moon, so you tapped into energetically anyway. Anyway, you
I guess
feel
so,
you
huh?
feel it.
Yeah. So I really try to. It's funny, somebody asked me the other day about something going on in the news, and I was like, I have no idea. Let me look.
I don't even want to look. I don't even, to be honest, I really don't care. It's not like I
I
don't
mean,
care, that I don't care for the suffering, I don't care for the bad things, but my job is to help to co-create new earth, not to
yes,
help to recreate the old earth. So
that
that's why, like, you only have 100% of your energy. So you decide how much of that energy you investing into the past or into the future. You decide.
absolutely.
So I am not investing any of minimal amount of energy into that. No thanks.
Yes. No, yeah, I agree with you. I feel like that for myself that I mean, I know I came in to help the future come in. My 29-degree Capricorn sun, I- ending that.
Yeah, and I'm Aquarius rising, so like I didn't come here to do that. Like
Mhm.
I came here to process the emotion, thoughts, and everything that is attached to that through my body, through my experiences, through my triggers. But I am here for something else. So this is where my energy goes, and this is the only reason why I incarnated, why I reincarnated, why I came back. Not to relive the same bullshit story. No thanks. I wouldn't come here if that was the only game, that we were playing in this incarnation. No, I'm here because this is the bridge into this new, and I'm here for that. I'm here for that. I'm not here to relive these past 2000 years. I've had enough reincarnation during that period. No thanks. So
Right.
that's what I
Been
mean.
there,
And
done that.
and yeah, and people might think that I'm being callous or ignorant, probably both. And I don't even care about what people think or believe because it doesn't really define me, And this is the thing. This is your sovereignty. You have to take your power back from worrying about what everybody else is thinking, saying, or doing, or whatever. Literally, you are your authority. And you and I, we were just talking about before recording, and which I said to you, that came to me while I was making my 12 video. Once you learn to master your thoughts and your emotion and you are in charge, you take the responsibility for what you think, what you believe, and how you feel, and stop blaming the whole world about how you feel, how you thinking, what you feel.
Yep.
Once you become the master of that, that's it. You cracked the matrix. You can create whatever the hell you want in your life. But it's not easy because we have all this monkey mind and we overload it with all these emotions, which we don't know what to do with because nobody taught us. We either want to sweep it under the carpet, like, I don't want to deal with this, it's too much, or we get so overwhelmed that we have to be in a bed for a week crying because we don't know what to do with that. And it's
Right.
okay because this is how we learn, through the extremes. But once we learn to master it, and that is the Aquarian age, is the equality, is the detachment from this drama, Leo in a low vibration, the drama. No, it's the heart-centered place, which is neutral. Heart is neutral. It's not polarized. It loves unconditional love. It's not polarized. It's not conditional. It's unconditional. It's neutral. So this is where we're going, but we all have to do the work. Nobody is going to do the work for me, for you, for nobody. And this is the Capricorn. This is the responsibility. We can no longer point at the Pisces age and everything that happened before today and blame everyone else for it. And once we withdraw our energy from all this external BS, the BS will cease to exist because it did work. It taught us the lesson it was meant to taught us. It stopped being needed.
Yeah.
So that's it. And that is the paradox, which we can't wrap our head around it. That, oh my God, but I need to be ignored. I need to be informed. I cannot ignore what's happening. But your job, the only thing you can change, the only thing you can influence is your life. That is your job.
Yep. Take control of it. Take control of your emotions. Feel your feelings. Try to figure out what the why around it. What's going on. And really you got to live through it. You can't avoid it. I know one of the things that people do is to self-soothe with whatever. I mean, there's a million ways to self-soothe, but I think the easiest way is to just deal and feel your emotions. Try to figure out what they are and process them and release them that way.
Well, because emotions are messengers. So it's always about okay, what is this trying to help me to understand about myself? Because your entire life is about you. You have the sun, I have the sun. My entire life is about me. Your entire life is about you. And every single person watching this, your entire life is about you because you're the center of your life. You're the center of your solar system. But you identify everything through your filter. So what is this trying to help me to understand? And and yes, like you said, this self-soothing. It's not. It's this like a self escapism. It's this
escapism.
Neptune.
Yes.
Like we're just trying to escape ourselves, and that's why we're just trying to be busy all the time and get involved in everybody else's business, just so we don't have to deal with our own stuff. But the stuff is still there. It's not gonna go anywhere. So that's what I mean. So it's like I know that I'm probably really triggering people, but I am so passionate about this because I am so sick and tired of this old energy, so sick and tired of it. And I'm especially sick and tired of the fact that everybody is still, not everybody, okay, myself included. I'm not saying that I'm on the top of the things, but we still keep blaming everybody else for it. And I'm like, nobody else is coming to save you. There is no second Jesus coming or someone. Like this frequency of unconditional, love, of the heart-centered consciousness, the Christ consciousness, it's been fractured into million pieces and it exists in each and every single one of us. It's not going to be singular entity that's going to embody it to be sacrificed for all. That is Piscean age. You're living in different times now. Now is Aquarian age. Is that your heart is the tool of that. So that's what I mean. So this Gemini full moon is literally illuminated to us that all the choices we had made until this point got us to this point, but you can make a different choice. And you need to take the responsibility for it. This is the Saturn Neptune squaring it, because this old Pluto is not coming back into Capricorn. That's it. The old is gone. It's still manifested because
people's minds are still focused on it.
Also, but the dense energy moves slowly. So we not just like we look at the world around ourselves and we say, what Aquarian age? I can't see no difference. Everything is going worse, because it takes time. For the physical manifestation, it takes time. So this, which is manifested, that is the outcome of what was. So for that to shift, that frequency to change, that will take time. But you can already start living it through your own experience, through tapping into that which you want to experience and start feeling it, start attracting that frequency to you. This is the Aquarian age. This is the working with the quantum field, with the visualization, law of attraction, start understanding the laws of this universe and working with them, because they work in and they in practice, they are effective and active, whether we are aware of them or not. So rather than focusing on the bullshit, let's start focusing on the things that actually is infallible and use it to our advantage.
And those are the lessons of the future, where now that the external control is dissolving away, we're going to be gaining these new tools. These are Aquarian tools.
Yeah, now we're ready. The consciousness is ready, but we need to remove the blockages, the Pisces, the old thoughts, the old emotions, which are not yours. None of these things are yours. This is a program of the matrix, and the emotions is something that we were born into and being passed on from generation to generation to generation. They are the messengers, they are the informers, but we have the opportunity to neutralize this energy, to master our thoughts, to master our emotions, and become the conscious creator of our reality. And no, I have not mastered it in my life. It's a work in progress.
Yeah, it is a work in progress.
It's a work in progress, because we are shifting energy that is all thousands of years. So it's going to take some time.
My guess is that we won't see the dissolving of this, the complete dissolving of this outer structure until Pluto moves through Pisces.
Yes.
Which is,
Yeah, but I really believe that by the time Pluto moves into Aries, which is also past my time in a physical form, but I'll still be observing it from the non-physical. I'll be like, humanity, I knew you can do it. But anyway, I'll contribute as much as I can while I'm here, and then I'll contribute from the other side. But anyway, once Pluto once Pluto moves into Aries, I doubt, and I will eat my hair in a spirit form if I'm wrong. I doubt that there will be any freaking war on this planet. I doubt it. That will be all gone. This world will be a completely different place by the time Pluto moves into Aries. Like this Pluto in Aquarius is going to completely take the whole thing apart, and the Pluto in Pisces is going to wash it down the drain.
Yes, ma'am, that's the truth.
And that's it. Pluto in Aries.
And then we'll just begin that new cycle.
Yeah, with our starseed family and all the rest of it. It's gonna be, this world, it's gonna look very different. So so anybody still watching this, like pat yourself on the back, because you are the front runner. You are the badass. You are the brave soul that said, like, yeah, I'll be the one to prepare the ground. That takes some balls. So give yourself some credit. Yeah, man.
I mean, that's it. We got to do what we got to do. And we're all, it's coming from within. Each of us tuning inward, like I said, closing the ears and the eyes to the outside and figure out what's coming in through you and do that. Be the creativity. And I think that's part of this Mars retrograde. It's really turning in and redoing how we've been acting, it's a chance to redo it.
It's try to re-beat because
Redo.
Mars is going from the Leo, which is all about the child and the heart. So I feel that a lot of us like are feeling a lot, and then going into Cancer, which is going to be even more so.
Yes.
The feelings, the intuition, the emotion. Because you see, this is the thing which personally, my ignorance, I share. I'm happy to share. I did not know. And it's very obvious. And I didn't think about it that way, that because of my trauma and abuse I experienced as a child, I shut down. I shut down. I put up the walls. I shut down. The world was a bad, awful place out there. I don't want nothing to do with that. So I just become completely desensitized from it. And I didn't allow anything in, not
Yep.
the good, not the bad, none of it. However, the other thing I did not realize because I was ignorant, and I still am, but I didn't realize that was that, but nothing could come out either. You see, you think you're protecting
Mm.
yourself from the world. I don't want nothing to come in. I sacrifice the love, but I don't want nothing else. Just keep your stuff. But everything that is within you, which, as I said, is not yours, when you put into this physical body, everything gets passed on through DNA. That's it. Everything that ever happened on this planet gets passed on. Nothing can be healed because nothing can come
Wow.
out. So this is why we all, every single human on this planet, I don't know, maybe not the Sagittarius, probably not the Capricorns and Aquariuses so much, but
New souls. Yeah.
our generations, our bridge generations that
Yeah.
are, of like a wiser age, hopefully. We are all going through the process of heartbreak now. We are being re-traumatized, re-triggered because the heart has to be cracked open. Why? Because we cannot heal, we cannot release this stuff that is inside, trapped inside without feeling anything. So the wall has to come down. So it either comes out gently through the process of allowing, or not so gently when we put up resistance, but it's coming down either way. And the Pisces North Node will take care of it. The flooding will take care of it. So that's what I
Yeah.
mean. So whatever you're going through in your life, do not resist it. Go
No.
with it, because it's just going to get harder if you do. And people who already had their Uranus opposition can attest to that. The more you resist your midlife crisis, the harder it is.
Yep. Yep. And then you get that Uranus square.
And then you go like,
Whoa.
shoot me now. But then on the other side of it is this ultimate freedom, right?
That's what I'm hoping, And I agree with what you're saying as far as the closing down of the heart. I did the same thing. I've done the same thing, My Uranus is in Leo. I came to actually fracture that thing back open again. And it's not an easy thing. It's like, how do you do that?
With
Um,
compassion, self-compassion. That's the main
yeah,
thing. And understanding this multidimensional, starting adopting, and we already spoke about this in the new moon in Gemini, starting adopting this multidimensional awareness that you are not just your human identity. You are a soul having a human experience, but we have to have a compassion for the human experience, just like our higher self, our spirit guides, ancestors, everybody. They have a compassion for us. They know, man, I know it's not easy. We
yeah,
know it's not, because a lot of them were incarnate before in a physical. They know that it's not easy being human, but you can do it because you are unlimited potential of the universe that is waiting to be manifested. And you have the opportunity because you are in a physical form, so you can manifest it into tangible. You are the instrument of the creation. It's so amazing to be a human, but we were all being conditioned by this program and these dense emotions of guilt, shame, all this stuff, that
not
we
good
are
enough.
tiny, unworthy, speck,
Yeah,
replaceable, through this continuous rejection and abuse and all this. And this is what needs to heal. This is why it's coming up. This is why we all getting triggered, upset, whether it's by people or by politics or by whoever, doesn't matter, or
yeah,
anything, doesn't matter what's triggering you in your life, but pay attention. What is being triggered? What is the emotion and the story that is resurfacing? Because that's what you need to catch. That's what you need to work on. That thing that's coming up, that Uranus, the thing that's coming up from the unconscious to conscious, that what needs to be worked on.
yeah.
And
Yep,
then,
absolutely.
like I said, 2026, you rock and roll. If you will have done the work throughout 2025, 2026, you rock and roll. That's it.
Yay. Looking forward.
Yeah, but we need to get, that's what we were saying, you need to get through the mud to get to the light on the other side. We
Yeah.
need to go through this. We need to go through this, but we are fully equipped to be able to go through this. Otherwise, we wouldn't be going through it. Like the universe is not cruel or the God or something, and there are no mistakes.
No mistakes. No. No. I'm agreeing. Sounds like this is the Sun Uranus in conjunct. Very
Yeah,
hard to see,
yeah.
but we need to break free from this old value system, these old values. And this is what is moving beyond. We'll the beliefs are shifting. We're looking at our beliefs, but we're gonna be moving beyond the way that we think, the way that we feel, the way that what we value, and
And how we relate. That's the
and
main thing,
how we
how we
relate to
relate.
other. That's it. We have to. We are incorporating ourselves into the picture. What was it that you said earlier in our conversation that what's important is that we are doing the value for ourselves.
Yeah,
We are
you have
loving
to choose
ourselves,
first. No matter what, you
self-care,
need to choose first yourself
choose
first.
yourself first. And
Mm.
I think that's part of the wound. We've been taught through
Chiron
the
in Aries.
external.
Chiron in Aries.
Carolina and Aries. We've been taught through the external that you think of other people first. And as a result, there's nobody thinking of you.
Exactly. Then and all the nice people listening to this, or you empaths, most of you, if not all of you, can attest. The nicer you are to someone, the more they're gonna take the piss. And then you always feel done bad by, like, why am I so nice to everyone? And everybody just treats me like a doormat, or is never there for me, or I keep attracting these narcissistic people that are never there for me
Yeah.
because they're trying to teach you to love yourself. That's why, and I learned it hard way. Okay, it's not like like, oh, you bitch, like, who do you think you are saying this? I've gone through all of this myself. I've gone through every single
I'm
kind of
going
abuse
through it.
imaginable to human in my
Oh
life.
my.
I have South Node in Scorpio, Pluto in Scorpio, and I had to go through this to know what I'm talking about. So I
Yes.
I do know what it means to feel like a human trash, and to be you know like, I
Me
mean,
too.
I understand because I needed to have the experience to be able to feel it. I understand, but that's what I mean. And it's not about comparison. There are people who go through much worse things, but it doesn't matter where it started. What matters is that it ends with me. It ends with you. It doesn't matter who started the war, who started the fight. It does not matter. It's all stories. And if, like, again, like we said before, if we go eye for an eye, it makes the whole world blind. So it has to stop. It has to stop somewhere. It has to stop with you. And this Chiron is on the same degree as we had the eclipse in Aries, 19 degrees. So
Oh. Ah.
the
Okay.
Aries, literally, when it was the exact Sun Chiron conjunction, it was exactly activating the degree of the eclipse, and also
Hmm.
the Jupiter Gemini opposition, so Jupiter Mercury first opposition was exactly on the same degree as the new moon in Gemini. So this is very profound because it's literally just telling us past is coming around for us to make a new choice.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's it. And that choice is you.
Yes.
Choose you.
Yes, because your whole life is about you. And
Yeah.
I don't mean it from a narcissistic, selfish way, which again, we said we need to redefine the word selfish to self-full,
Oh,
selfless
I
or
love that.
self-full, right? It's not
I love
selfish.
that.
It's like when you not filled yourself with love, you have nothing to give. So we need to redefine the spells that made us feel trapped in time because we felt ashamed and guilty. When you speak to a little kid, it doesn't go like, oh, I'm a horrible person. It goes, I love myself. We already talk about this. The toddler will kiss itself in a mirror, right? So that's what I mean, like, it literally is that, like, your whole life is about you. Everyone you meet in your life is to teach you something, to help you to grow, to help you to evolve. And so you are for the other person. In their life, they are the main person, and you are the co-creator of their story. But that's what I mean. You didn't come here to live someone else's life. You didn't come here to sacrifice yourself or save the world or carry the whole world on your shoulders. None of us came to do that. We, from our process of self-realization, self-actualization, and becoming who we came here to be by shining our authentic light, our unique signature, that's enough. That's how you came here to contribute to this, making this world a better place, hopefully.
Yep. Yep. I think that if each of us can turn inward and be loving ourselves and be listening to what's coming in from the heart and creating from that point, that's how the world it becomes the beautiful place that we're all dreaming of. We all have that. I'm sure that that is a universal, the whole utopian perfection that we all wish
It's,
to live in.
it's not utopian. That is the natural state of being. Why does love feel so natural? Why everybody loves being in love? Why everybody loves being happy? Because that's a natural state. That means you are in a allowing, and you are in the flow of your soul, right? You are not in
Yeah.
resistance. All these dense emotions, they don't feel good because they are not in the flow. They are not in alignment with the frequency of who you are, which is pure love. It's pure light. All of us are pure light, all of us. Some forgot about it, but and also they had to forget because they play the role of the contrast. But in essence, we are all made of light. So that's it. But it literally is just all this program. And even like I even heard while you were saying this about we just need to learn to love ourselves. Like somebody out there was thinking like, well, that's easy for you to say. How am I supposed to do that? One step at a time, one choice at a time. And I know for some people it's the hardest thing. They can love anybody else, but it's the hardest thing to love ourselves. So then you have to start treating yourself the way that you would treat the person you love the most. What would like how would I if you are in any situation and you're thinking about the choice you're going to be making, what would you choose for that person you love, whether it's your grandson or your child or your puppy or whoever, whatever is, everybody's got something they love. Everyone, even Hitler had something he loved, a dog or something. I don't know, I think he loved dogs. Doesn't matter, but everybody has that something they love more than they love themselves, because most people don't love themselves. So whenever you're going to make a choice, think about what would I do for that someone or something that I love more than myself, and then
Yes.
make the choice from that perspective. If you can't do it for yourself, first
Yeah.
start with that. Because it's much easier to make the choice for your grandson that you want the best for. You want to make this world a better place for him to have a better life, but you go, oh, I'm old, doesn't matter, I'm just going to go with it, and I'm used to sacrificing. No, because these children of the future, they copy you. You are their guide. You are the one they look up to, especially in such a young age. So the frequency that we are vibrating with is impacting them. So this is why we have to take responsibility for ourselves, because who we are is impacting everything around us. The world doesn't see us the way we want them to. They feel our frequency, they feel our energy. People respond to our vibration. So this is why, like these things can't lie. We can lie with our words, but our energy cannot lie. So we need to really start.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, it
That is
doesn't matter
true.
what you say to people. They feel something is off, something's
Oh,
not quite
yeah.
adding up. And we are very, and this is the intuition. This is where you have to start trusting your compass, right? So this is all Aquarius. This is all Aquarius. We have to go beyond everything, everything that is part of the world you are experiencing right now. Take it very lightly because it's built on
Absolutely.
the past.
Yes. And I think that that's what this moon is about. And I think this is what Mercury and Jupiter opposition is about, where, it's all generated from the external, and we have to be able to turn inward. So hence both
Mm.
of them are retrograde. We have to learn what's coming in, where's our truth? Where's what is the experience that we're having, and turn inward. It's interesting. I know I wrote in my moon report about closing the eyes and ears. Well, that's meditation, close the outer world out, turn inward, find the heart, listen to what the heart has to say, and then create from that space. I just feel that. And I'm trying to figure it out too. I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it.
Well, we all working on it because very few people had the good fortune. I mean, there's no polarity. Very few people like chose that for this life, that okay, I'm going to already have the whole life like that, and everybody else will just catch up when they're ready. Most people like they just learning now, or they're in early stages. There are some, obviously there are pioneers that have to be leading the way and show us how to do it. Like we all have a role to play, right? But I just noticed that technically this moon is squaring the nodes. It's out of sign, but it's squaring the nodes. So it's the skip step. The sun and the moon are skip step pointing to opposite node.
Yeah,
So, it is all it is all a matter of choice with the sun, as the Sagittarius on this is Leo Deacon. You are the creator of your own story, resolution South Node, ruled by Venus in Aquarius. Don't look to someone else. We're changing the pattern. Everything that you see around you right now will not exist. It will not exist in next 20 to 40 years. It will be all gone, including all the
yeah,
people. And then
yes,
on the other side with the moon pointing to the North Node in Aries, and moon is in Gemini. And this is Aquarius Deacon, which is like,
yes,
yeah, you're becoming the
yes,
future version of yourself. So look at the North Node, and Mars is retrograde in Leo, just exactly what you said. You need to learn to tune within, to connect with your heart, to connect
yep,
with your authenticity. And this is why self-care, it's not a luxury. It's an essential aspect of your everyday life. You need to find the time for yourself every day.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, make it a new habit. Weave it into the tapestry of your life, like
Yeah,
the changing of the neural pathways in our brain. Make it something to look forward to.
yeah. I mean, I agree. And it's interesting because through EA, the direction of evolution is the Pluto polarity point. Well, the Pluto polarity point is Leo. Leo is the direction. We have 20 years of focusing on Leo, which is the heart.
Mm.
And we're just at the beginning of it now. The polarity point's at 0 degrees, 34 minutes, and advancing. So, in fact, Mars will cross over that polarity point as we're doing the review. It's going to go all the way back into Cancer, where Mars will get to connect with the emotional field before it turns back around, and we'll get the opportunity again to create from the heart, to spend more time with the heart and self-care.
Mm.
Because you really, if you do you ever hear the saying that if you don't love yourself, you can't truly love anybody else? That,
It's also because when we don't truly love ourselves, we're going to attract people that's going to show us that we don't love ourselves. So
yes,
they really are going. We are going to attract people who don't see us for our necessary. I mean, I'm sure that like there is exception. I'm just talking out of my ass here. It's not like I have any data for this, but like they are the people that are meant to help you to love yourself. So
yeah,
and it literally, like, even, and this is something which again, like I've been doing a lot of work on myself recently and having a lot of realizations. So I'm just happy to share my process, but obviously I'm not saying this is your truth or it should be your truth. But what I was realizing also, through this process, that nobody actually like when we fall in love and stuff, like we think this person gave us the love, that I fell in love with someone, so is this person that brought love into my life. No, they just
mhm,
activated the love within you. Nobody can
yeah,
give you something, with the emotions. Nobody makes you feel anything. They trigger something that already is within you, whether it's the love, the hate, the joy, the anything. The people don't give it to you. It's already within you. So this is where
yes,
we need to take responsibility for our emotions. It doesn't mean I don't get triggered. It doesn't mean I don't have a knee-jerk reaction, but it is my responsibility to learn to master my emotion, to neutralize the energy, bring it back to zero, and override
mhm,
it with how I want to feel. So with regards to love, these people, they don't bring love to your life. They activate the love within you. You are love, so with regards to self-love, yes, if you love yourself, then you can feel greater amount of love, aka connection with the other person.
Yes.
Because first you need to, that person helps you to activate the love, but you need to feel it towards yourself, because otherwise you still
Yes.
think it's coming from someone else. And when that person is gone, then I'm unlovable. Now I
Yeah.
lost it. I no longer have it. But the
Yes.
person is just helping you to understand that the love is in you. It's you.
Yes. You're describing the Scorpio Taurus continuum.
Well, that's
Right.
my north and a south node.
Well, there you go.
That is my path.
It's my
That's
eighth house, second house, Pluto North Node,
so
South
based
Node.
based on my progress chart, that's exactly where they are. North Node in the
Yeah.
Taurus. So I am the advocate for self-love and selfishness and relationships.
Yeah.
Progress Pluto in seventh house now. So there you go.
There you go. Yep.
But anyway, like I was just checking when is the second exact opposition between Mars and Pluto, and it's on the 3rd of January, because we already had one, so we have two more.
Okay.
Because of the polarity point, what you were
Right.
saying, that the 0
Hmm.
degrees, the first opposition happened when Pluto was still in Capricorn, 29 degrees, Mars was still in Cancer in November. So we have two more, and this is why, just like you were saying, we are at the early stages. Hold your horses. We don't know nothing about this yet. We're learning, but it
Yep.
really is this. And this is also the same thing with the external, like feeling compassion and stuff for other people, because once we cultivate this patience, less judgment. I wouldn't go as far to say no judgment, because that's a long way coming to get to that point. No judgment towards yourself. I don't judge myself ever anymore. Like, okay, who are you bullshitting? So anyway, so once we learn to give that to, and this is why the self-love, self-care, time for self is so important, because you need to learn it in yourself first before you can
Yes.
externalize it to the outer world. Because
Yep.
and especially people with strong Virgo, they would probably know it first-handedly. The people that judge others the most, they judge themselves the most, and that's why they then judge everybody else, because everybody else is failing their high standards, but first they fail in it because they put such a high standard on themselves. Nobody can ever meet them ever. But this is the thing. So when we start practicing, because this is not something you learn in one day, okay? You're not going to
No.
listen to Louise Hay or read her book and in one day you change your life. No, that's going to help you, but it's not going to change your life. You need to practice, because
Yeah.
again, we are transmuting energy all thousands of years. It's not going to shift so easily. So once we start practicing, this more compassion towards self, love towards self, patience towards self, less judgment towards self, it is so much easier to externalize it, because it's so much easier to be less judgmental to someone else once you stop judging yourself.
Absolutely.
So
Here,
this is how we change in the world, exactly this way. You don't have to go and save anything out there or anyone. Start from you, and that is the only thing you can really control. So isn't that empowering?
Yep, it is. And that's where it is. Coming back into the self, to your own heart. Self-care,
Hmm.
learning to love yourself. I think that is the journey of Pluto through Aquarius. That's how we're going to break free from this external nightmare that we've been through.
But it served its purpose. You
It
see, and
did
this
serve
is
its purpose.
where every time we think in something negative, we need to balance the emotion and the thought with something positive. Otherwise, we still are attached to that which we don't want, and it keeps being recreated. So this is how it's a continuous work at the moment, and it's tiring. It is tiring, because we are learning a new skill. Just like imagine when these people that are, like we were talking about ice skating. So let's say ice skaters, when they learning, how many times they fall on their ass, learning anything new. Ice skaters, I mean, they probably have blue ass by the end of the day, right? And that's it. So right now, this is why we feel so tired. This is why we feel so overwhelmed, because it is hard for the body. Our body is like, what you mean? Especially I'm Taurus, I move I move so slowly. So like, what you mean, all this energy, like what am I supposed to do with it? So this is why everyone probably is feeling overwhelmed, over emotional. There is so much. What you mean? I cannot put any more on my plate. I'm just happy to be, surviving. And yeah, it is not easy because we are shifting this massive tide of old stuff, trying to incorporate new habits one day at a time, one step at a time. At the same time, we're judging ourselves for still doing the same things or not moving things faster. So it's like a double whammy. You suffering and you still judge yourself for it. So it is just being aware, just having the awareness, and one step at a time, one thing at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that your advice about looking at the trigger, when you get triggered, the energy is to look inward, find out why. You might have to think about it for a while.
Oh yeah.
But
And
I
if
don't
you
always know. I mean, I know when I feel triggered,
hmm,
but I don't know why it's in myself.
hmm.
I don't know what it is.
Well, for majority of us, it is always to do with the unworthiness. When did we get rejected or made feel we're not good enough or something? Because it all goes back to Taurus. Taurus is the foundation of our life. And that's where Uranus is, the trigger, Uranus, the trigger of the trauma. So this is usually where it always goes, where I was made feel I wasn't good enough. And this is what is being mirrored by the external environment to me, where I feel that I'm lacking something, that I am whatever, especially with the South Node in Libra. The other is showing us the mirror to help us to understand ourselves. And like I said, in a sense, this moon is squaring the nodes, but you don't have to do it alone. You see, that's the thing, because like I am very, very grateful and very blessed with my Chiron in Gemini that to me, a lot of information comes from material, like I've been binging on Abraham Hicks recently, revisiting work of Dr. Joe Dispenza. I'm very transparent with regards to resources where I get my stuff. And also, I'm very fortunate to have some very good friends that point stuff to me, and say like, hey, listen, like you might want to look at this again or something. So you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to think you have to figure it out all by yourself. There are tools, resources, and stuff. So like we just ask for help and the help will come. I would ask before I go to sleep, or I would ask my angelic team, like, please help. I need help. I need support. I'm not feeling great today. I need some help. And then I open my YouTube and there is a video and it's exactly what I need to hear to click things in a place. That's how
Mm,
it works for me. So it works
yes.
different things work for different people, but you don't have to do it alone. You're not
No.
failing by asking for help.
True. You could reach out to an astrologer.
Exactly. There you go. Exactly. You can reach out to an astrologer or a crazy psychic person like me.
Right?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it's just been hilarious. This is right. I mean, this life is just probably the most unique I ever had.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard to know. I don't remember the last one, so
No,
maybe.
that yeah, like I am very, very excited about this energy. I think it's my Mercury is sitting on my Uranus, going back and forth, and
Mm,
Pluto is on my ascendant, Venus is on my Jupiter. Like I'm having this grand fixed cross going on in my chart, which is just mind blowing. So I'm just like super wired by this stuff that's going on in the sky. Right, I'm like buzzing, like oh my god, so
yeah.
much is happening. So yeah, like
Wow.
it's crazy times.
It is, but good.
Hmm.
Good crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure not for everybody.
Well, for
Um,
some people, it's crazy, not in such a good way, but
yeah, it's definitely an
yeah,
unusual energy. This Aquarian energy is definitely different.
yeah, I'm coming alive. I was
Yeah.
born for these times.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Good times.
I
One more
mean,
month of 24,
yeah,
2 weeks.
yeah, we have Capricorn new moon to close with, just the same way we opened it. And I believe we have no Capricorn new moon next year.
Really?
Yeah.
Because we had two in December. There won't be one in January.
Yeah, but also
Ah,
because we're gonna have the two new moons in Virgo, and they're gonna shift all the lunations after Virgo to final degrees of the sign. So after the Virgo new moon eclipse in September, all the lunations afterwards will be on the late degrees of the sign. So actually, the new moon in
yeah.
Capricorn will not be until January 2026. So
Wow.
the last
So
new
skipping a
the
year.
yeah, the last lunation of 2025 will be, I believe, the Gemini full moon, I think. I know the last new moon will be the Sag one, and it will be like on 28 degrees or something crazy. Yeah, it will be the Sag, the Gemini full moon. But anyway, all that said, pay attention to Capricorn new moon coming next because that one is gonna
Yeah.
be foretelling for your next 2 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Cool.
Well, I mean, till 2026, you know.
Awesome.
So anyway, this is all just like starting to weave the story. Post Pluto re-entering Aquarius, we had the Sag new moon. This is building up on that. I mean, it's not obviously the illumination of that because that will be the Sag full moon in June. But we are weaving now this new tapestry. We are weaving this new story, and this is just the stepping stones.
Yeah. Yes. Manifesting that future by cleaning up some of this past stuff. Oh my goodness.
Well, I think some is an understatement.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
don't worry, we're all in this together, so you don't have to do it alone.
No, no. So true.
Okay, Adrienne, is there anything else you would like to add?
No, I think we've said it, you know. Definitely the self-care and coming from the heart. Figure out what that is and you'll be ahead of the eight ball.
And don't think you are your thoughts or your emotions.
Oh no. They
Don't
just
over identify with these thoughts and stories in your head or the emotions running through your body. Just observe them and try to understand what are they trying to help you to heal.
mm-hmm.
And
So
patience,
interesting. Patience, yeah.
patience, self-compassion, and
Yep,
then compassion for everyone else.
absolutely. Those are the keys to the spaceship.
That's it. Yeah. Access granted. Off we go, rocket.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. I'm gonna take down this chart. Try. Hello there.
Hello. Here I am in my witch cave. I love it.
Yeah.
With my crescent moon. Yeah, this is my element. Pluto line. Right at home.
Pluto line.
Right
Yeah.
at home with my Pluto Scorpio. Right at home over here.
It's my Mars line. It seems when I go to Mexico, it's my Mars line, and where I live right here is my Mars line. I don't get far away from Mars,
Yeah, because
interestingly
it's not
enough.
far. Ah,
Anyway.
okay. Spirit, we complete. So,
Mm.
Adrienne, tell us. I know that you have some goodies to share, so let us all know what's going on.
Yeah, you can reach out on my website, jaskierenastrology.com. I'll be offering a discounted readings for the holidays. So if you're interested, reach out and we'll schedule. I probably won't schedule them until after the new year because the holidays are here. But definitely take advantage of that. I also have a Substack account where I put my moon reports, and you can also find that through my website or right on Substack. I also have a Facebook account, Jess Kieran Astrology, where I post the link to my moon reports there.
You'll
So
be
yeah,
busy bee, Adrienne, busy
I'll be a
bee.
busy bee, getting setting myself up for 2025.
Awesome. And if anybody wants to find me, you can find me on moonlightsoul369.com. And as this is our last one before holidays, I wish everybody happy holidays or whatever you're celebrating. And we will
Happy,
see you once more before the new year because we have the Capricorn new moon to discuss. So,
right. Happy holidays, everybody.
yes, have a good one. And thank you, Adrienne. Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Mila. Yes, it's been awesome.
Bye, everyone.